Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. This time A-Class with no other restrictions on the car. So I have built a Jaguar C-Type to be a kind of rally machine. Well, a bit of a rally machine. It's all-wheel drive, about 300 horsepower, and rally tyres with rally suspension. It's an interesting vehicle. I don't know how well it's going to do whatsoever, but I needed another A-Class vehicle other than just relying on the Legacy. So, there we go. We're up against all sorts of vehicles. I guess we will see quite quickly how they are going to fare around, well, this cross-country, well, not cross-country, rally-cross circuit, I guess you could say, to start. Mini's having a big crack at the inside. Sure. Go for it. Mini's an interesting one. They can be very fast. They can be very difficult to drive. It tends to be one or the other with those. There is a transit going to outrun me. That is a small bit of a concern, / large bit of a concern. Don't have much straight line speed, although that did not particularly help. I don't think I've driven this circuit for a very long time. When I was selecting tracks, this was not the one. I thought I knew where this one was. This is not the one that I thought it was. So, oh, there we go. This is a much higher speed off-road event than most of them that we deal with. And that's definitely not what the Jaguar wants. Unfortunately, PI-wise for me, getting the all-wheel drive and the rally tyres on this car really jumps it up. Now, it will handle very well when we come to a nice technical circuit. Problem is we need a nice technical circuit. This is not that. There is all sorts of scuffling going on up ahead of us between the Transit, the Mini, RX-7, the Sylvia of some description. Pretzer is kind of, I say, he's not, well, leading this group. The leader has buggered off at the front of the field again. Not sure what car they were in. Now, Transit is putting up a damn good fight. In fact, the Transit might be the one to score enough points for blue team here. Oh, that's a tree. Don't mind me. Small visitations of a tree. We could do with a red car not being in last place as well. It's always helpful. It's close on points here. Oh, I've done a big old goof here. I was looking at the leaderboard. I thought I had more time. I genuinely don't know this circuit in the slightest. I don't know how I've got to a circuit that I've never. I swear I've never driven this track. Anyway, I guess I have to learn pretty damn fast because we need to start scoring some more points, and I'm having a terrible time of it with exploring. I'm not going to be the only one. We'll ping off that one. We'll get away with that. Well, I'll say get away with it to an extent. Transit's still fighting with the Mini up ahead. We dive down towards this final corner, actually get the Jaguar stop. So far, the C-Type, not a bad car. Not a bad car at all. We've got a Mustang coming to join, a teammate Mustang. I will not fight that too hard. Our current situation here. I mean, of course, you want to win. You want to beat cars for honour and all such. However, you don't want to slow down your teammate. Any teammate who might have a chance of chasing down, a blue team car for an extra 100 points. You want to try and release them if you can. The RX-7 looks quite a handful through the corners. The Mini versus Transit for second and third, an all-important battle. I need to try and chase down the Nissan, which is currently fighting with the Subaru up there as they swap positions again. The RX-7 is ahead of us. We've got past that as we swap positions. Well, sixth place. The dirt is where I'm strongest. The Jaguar is pretty good down this section. We've got the grip. That gives me confidence for later tracks because we will need grip inevitably. Grip is going to be needed at some point around here, but you can see how much we can pull on the cars behind when we get onto the dirt. Now, me and the Subaru, we need to both really find ways past this this car if we can. Because, well, points-wise, we're 400 down at the moment, which is not good. Do with the Mini beating the Transit, but that's looking increasingly unlikely here. I mean, I would like to beat the Transit, however, doesn't look like that's going to be happening either. Yeah, it's It's not the best. It's not the best at the moment. That car ahead's got a lot of straight line speed, but it's another one. You got all of the speed down here, which is good, but not really the control to go with it once we start going along the dirt section. That is, yeah, it makes our lap times, I imagine, quite even when we're not, you know, compromised in fights with whatever. Although I've got a big gap to now try and close up for about 3 corners. Less than ideal, really. Big gap and 3 corners to really, yeah, it's like here, that's corner 1 to make up time, and then we've got corner 2 coming up here. We've got to be, we are so fast through there in comparison to the car we're racing. We will literally get right on the bumper, and then corner 3 is coming up. So all of my lap time is made up in that section, and then we are right there. The problem is that this is now a drag race towards the finish line, so even if we are right there, even if we get a dive done next lap around, we've still got to try and be far enough ahead that we can outrun the car, which is easier said than... Oh, I've driven in a bit too deep there. Sorry for the nudge. Lifted off to not gained an advantage in all of that. We are potentially a little closer. Transit's buggered off in second as well. Transit's actually chased down the leader. The Ford is immensely fast, but this is a track that will probably suit the Transit. You'll get a lot of power in that car in A-Class, and we'll be able to make the most of its straight line speed at a track like this. When it comes to the more technical circuits, that could be interesting. That could be very interesting to see what the Transit can do. Are we closer? A little bit. Only just, though. It's going to come down to, again, the same section of corners. Okay, so the Nissan drove in very deep through the first part. That is not at all what the Nissan would have wanted. Little mistake through there. Now, can we sweep around the outside? I tried. No, it hasn't got the grip to do that, and I get squeezed. There's just not enough room. I mean, it might have been better off trying to cut back to the inside, because the Nissan was always going to run wide. But I think the Nissan wanted to park on the inside, just didn't have the grip to go with it, and I was already committed to the outside line. Okay, positives to take away from that. We lose the round, but the C-Type is very, very good at the technical stuff. So while on that high-speed circuit, which is a bit unusual for Horizon 4, we struggled. We should, fingers crossed, work elsewhere. So, here we go, on to our next race. Another track that I can't say I've driven around all that much, hence why I selected it, the Moorhead Wind Farm Circuit. I am starting all the way at the back for our team. That should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks, track map-wise, fairly straightforward, but it isn't a particularly long lap at all around here, so I'm hoping there's enough corners to keep the C-Type working well. That's what we want. We want enough corners to keep the C-Type working nicely. We've not got bad acceleration, we're just not up there with the very fast cars. Oh, right, this is sketchy going 3 wide down here. I might be too late on the brakes. Oh, well, we lent on the Transit. Little unintentionally. Again, I don't know when I've driven this circuit, to be fair. We'll go round the outside of that. The 4C dove to the inside of that mess. Our Mustang is leading the way. Oh, what on earth did the Alfa Romeo hit? I mean, other than like a big old wall to stop it accelerating. I do not want to be in the middle of that. Both me and the RS2 didn't want to be a part of that particularly. In the end, we guess we kind of got away without too much trouble. We have come out, I mean, we've come out of this first lap. Red team are doing very well on the points, which we like to see. Aside from, there is a blue car leading the way. The rest of the blue cars are behind all of the red cars. Oh, trying to get to the inside of the RS2. You know what, I'm just going to focus on getting this stopped this time around. 4C, maybe this to checkpoint. Not actually sure what happened to the Alpha. There may be some weird lag going on. The Alpha. Okay, so there's some lag affecting the Alpha that slightly screwed up our Subaru. Bit unfortunate, all of that can happen. When the game's sort of readjusting, repositioning wherever a car might be, kind of stops it briefly and then teleports it forward, or they disconnect. But well, that's perhaps not so much of a surprise, let's face it, with that kind of lag. We're going to have couple of cars having a sniff around the inside. Not going to be enough. Right. Blue do certainly seem to have a very, very fast Fiat. Now, I don't know whether I could compete with that car. Truth be told, I don't have a clue. We've been stuck in a lot of traffic, and we are a very, very long way back after the start of this. It's manic behind as the blue cars are all trying to jump a red vehicle. Unfortunately, our Subaru has gone to the back of that group, although the Audi had a big crash off the wall. It's not what you want. You don't want a big ping off the wall and bounce across into traffic, especially when it's all of your team cars. That does not help matters, and our Subaru is firmly in that fight. We're trying to chase down the RX-7. The RX-7 is certainly more of a speedmobile than my C-Type. Again, this is another track. It's not the worst. I say it's not the worst. It's not the biggest speed-orientated circuit we have here, but it is pretty fast. It is pretty fast. The transit, though, not having as much time. I know stuck in a little bit of traffic, but you know, the transit was going through the pack at that last race, whether we liked it or not, whether there was traffic there or not. And here, I think it's too difficult to drive everywhere. Are we catching? We might be. I think we might be slightly faster than our team cars in second and third. We might be slightly slower than the Abarth. Although it's very, very difficult to judge, which is too far back to really measure anything. Again, this continues my, well, for what we have got with the C-Type, it's looking for what I can glean from these first couple of races. It's not too bad a record for a C-Class kind of multi-discipline event. The i7 slipping and sliding its way through that first corner, although I can't get a pass done just yet, because we're going to draw alongside here. We'll get the run on the RX-7 on the exit. However, I think that it's just going to go bugger off. Might get on the final corner, though. That's what I've got to hope here. We might stand a chance on the final corner. Yeah, they are slow on the way in. Here we go, around the outside of the RX-7. It's on the dirt, it hits the stones. That might just give me enough. Come on! Come on, Jaguar, you can do it! I don't actually know which way that went. It was very close. It was very close. I didn't get it. The RX-7 beat me to the line. Well done. We will take the 5th place. Our Subaru importantly gains at least 100. I say importantly gains 100 points. We gain some more points from our Subaru. Red team take a victory. We tie it up 1 point apiece. Our next race, we head to Edinburgh for a cross-country circuit. Pouring rain. Might not have thought about that with the Jaguar. It's going to get a little bit soggy in, I imagine, a near-priceless race car. Don't actually know much about the C-Type, I'll be honest. Not really seen one. But I don't. Maybe I've seen one at Goodwood. I can't say I ever particularly remember seeing a C-Type. Yeah, I imagine it's a very expensive race car, like all of these sort of cars are. It's going to have a pretty soggy interior. Well, we're also going to bounce it across some Scottish parks. So, you know, we might have a chance to actually find out how we do compare to that Abarth. And we are in a very different sort of environment now. You don't want to take the alternate route. The alternate route is very slow around this circuit. I mean, it is there as an option, but the alternate route is a terrible, terrible route to take. You lose a good few seconds taking that one. Looks like the RS2 might lead briefly here. For how long that's going to fend off the Abarth, I don't know. I mean, now we are slipping and sliding a little bit more with the Jaguar. I'm not sold on the suspension. It's on rally suspension. It is a touch on the wobblier side than I would like. Oh, the RS2 ate a tree. I mean, that was helpful for me. You cleared the tree out of my way. Gave me a good run up here. Oh, Abarth on its side. I'm not on my side, but not quite as much as the Abarth. We're trying to follow the Abarth. Again, use the Fiat as the street sweeper. Let the Fiat take out the furniture, although I didn't do a very good job there. Let the Fiat take out the furniture, because that furniture will slow the car down. We're going to have a crack up the inside. We do actually slot the car in. I am now the clearer of the way. I mean, it's all right following a car. It is all right following a car through here. You still want track position at the end of the day. You can try and win a race on the So you can try and win a race on the acceleration to the line if you want, but it's decidedly risky going down that route. You still want track position. And I kind of want to know what the car is capable of, really, in outright pace. Oh, I'm not going to be in a position to follow the Abarth route there. Some of these, like, it's just too dangerous. I'm too likely to either lose time, have a big twitch with the car if we are changing direction at some of the high-speed parts. We will not get to the inside there. No, we'll have to settle for falling back into line. No, again, can't quite pull alongside. Oh, missed the checkpoint. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful turning in for that one. It is an easy one to miss. There goes the Mini flying past. Well, this is looking pretty good for Red Team now. This is looking pretty good for Red Team. I imagine the transit might have disconnected, in fact. We do seem to have lost a transit, potentially. So that's not helping. It's not going to help Blue Team's cause whatsoever. They're seriously. I don't think the transit would have liked this circuit all that much. This is much more suited to the Abarth. Right, can we all follow through the gaps left by these vehicles ahead? Oh, we got the inside. Sorry, did not mean to nudge the Mustang around. Mustang's going to get that past anyway. We'll get to the inside. I mean, yeah, points-wise, we've got a scary amount. We've got a scary amount going on in terms of a lead. Now, it does help us slightly. Uneven teams do actually favour the smaller team in as far as the points potential for the opposing team is always less. If they're leading, I'm actually clipping way too many bloody railings here. This one should have been mine, really. We were fighting with the Abarth and having no troubles giving it all sorts of scares, and we've now just completely flummoxed this up. Anyway, yeah, the way the points scoring works, because we actually started the race with 11, we did have a small advantage in the points total, if you like. It will be evened out perhaps for the next round if people can't get reconnected. However, for this round, yeah, we are still gaining points for the lagged out transit. Oh, well, that's some fun lag. That's very unusual. That's peculiar lag. I mean, we've seen cars hit the wall there. That's not exactly something new, but that's really strange. The Phantom Mustang screwed me, a Subaru, and I think the Fiat over in all of that. Okay, well, we can't be doing with without an all red car podium. If we're going to have such a dominating points finish, I feel like we need a all red team podium. Might have pinged off a wall like a muppet, which is not ideal there. It's just all the driving's apparently gone wrong in this race. Not the fault of the car. There's too many mistakes from me. I haven't missed a checkpoint just yet, but yeah, too many mistakes from me. We are going to get a good run up here. I didn't really want to clatter my way through that barrier, but it was kind of that or go all sorts of exploring. And I also didn't want to risk that. Hyper hit a lamppost, and that lost all of the momentum for the Mustang. We will, kind of squeak past. Oh, really sorry, I did not want that. The whole point of taking the tighter line was to not clatter into the Mustang. The problem is, we clattered into the Mustang anyway because I had to panic and bail out of the corner because we were heading towards a building. Oh, we're going to get not quite got car hatted back there. We are. I mean, it's still looking. We're still looking on for an all red podium here. Still looking on for an all red podium. Come on. There we go. Got that corner. It's just fighting for honour here. It's not great considering the blue cars are fairly close by, but who is going to be on the higher position on the podium is still an important thing to decide. The Mini's got this one in the bag, barring any missed checkpoints. I mean, you could even... you'd probably get away with this checkpoint, actually. It's a serious lead that Mini has got around this circuit. Kind of surprised. I would have thought potentially the Mini being too twitchy. They are, or they can be, notoriously twitchy building those in this sort of event. all tarmac races they work very well on, but these sort of events can cause the Mini some grief, but not the case this time around. Oh no, the Fiat's back up to a 3rd place. Will it ruin our all-red team podium? I fear it might, actually. So I think I should probably go the other side of the statue, whatever it is in there. I'll use the foam box, that's the thing, to slow us down. Oh, I don't really want to go through the benches, but if you don't, you take a really wonky line here, which is actually... Oh, well, that's me in trouble, because I won't get going properly from that. Sorry, Fiat. There was not intentional. I mean, if it had been intentional teamwork there to plan it like that, it'd be quite impressive. Absolutely not an intentional... Oh, the Mini's got in trouble. The Minis actually did miss a checkpoint right at the very end. So you know what I said about the... Mini could probably get away with missing a checkpoint? Well, the Mini did. The Mini did. We screwed that one up. I just didn't drive very well. C-Type, not a bad car. Too many silly little mistakes from me with the C-Type. Still, to have got away with that... To have got away with lots of silly mistakes and still got 3rd is testament to the decentness of the car. The Abarth was unlucky with the spun missed checkpoints. Yeah, good round for red team. We will now take the lead. We are off to Lakehurst for our next race, and it could be victory for red team here. Could be victory. I fear my car won't work very well. Although, man, this is another quick circuit. This is a quick circuit, and my lack of kind of top end might be an issue. Although there are still some nasty corners. There's like a lot of medium speed corners and higher speed corners around here. And if you have all power and no grip, sure, you'll be very fast on the straight bits. But when you do get to the twisty bits, you're just going to have a high speed crash rather than just a crash. So there might be some hope. There might be some hope for the C-Type, especially if we can maybe get up through the pack a little bit better than we have currently. We're stuck on the outside. We really need to... It's so difficult. So difficult getting through the just from the back. As I said, it's the time lost just trying to overtake cars, even if you have got a faster vehicle, can be quite extensive. And I mean, we're seeing it here already. The Mini's got a nice little lead. I don't actually want to be on the outside over there. Well, someone's scattered the rocks everywhere. They're nasty things, then. They really do slow you down at times. So glad someone else has hit them rather than me. No, can't do anything here. We're just stuck. We're stuck with a lot more speed than the cars ahead of us, but nowhere to really go with it. Oh, I've understeered my way off of that. Right, well, this is not looking great for red team so far. Again, I think I have the speeds to race further up. We have got a bit of time. It's a slightly longer lap around here. We've got 5 laps. Well, we've got 4 laps now to try and overtake some dastardly blue cars. Oh, screwed that one up. Well, we're not going to be overtaking any dastardly blue cars, I don't think. Or not for a little while, at least. I ran away too deep through there. Kind of overconfident in the levels of grip we have in the C-Type. It is probably not quite as much as you would want. He actually ran out of PI. I haven't got any front aero on the car. I'd built it up and then realised I forgot an aero, and front was a nightmare to try and balance it out, so I just stuck on the rear aero and said that was done. Probably not helping my case. Probably not helping my case too much. The good news for me is at least our Subaru is gaining some positions up there. Subaru is up to 6th. I mean, we've got some more points. We just need to break up the 2nd, 3rd and 4th group. And I'm hoping I can do that, but I'm not sure here. Really not sure I've got the car. Circuit's not really working. Not really working to my favour. Mustang's not enjoying life out here. Mustang is not enjoying life out here whatsoever. Oh, we got to the inside a little bit. Couldn't really make anything work. So many cars ahead of us. We'll slide up the inside and pass the BMW, which is at least something. A Subaru has been unleashed. Oh, we've got more straight line speed than the Audi. I'm kind of surprised about that. I was expecting the Audi to just bugger off into the distance, but we have got past that. Okay, well, we've got organised in 5th, 6th and 7th. We're starting to take some more points back from Blue Team. The Mustang clonks a rock, which is not really ideal. But do we have the time? Do we have the time? Okay, I'm going to clear the Mustang here. The Ford's in all sorts of trouble. Problem is we really could do with the Ford not losing out to those, well, 2 cars that we just passed, BMW and the Audi. If the Ford can hold on to them, that would be great. The Mini's doing a great job up at the front. We need the Mini to win. If the Mini loses that lead, we are in all sorts of trouble. I think we're kind of out of any sort of opportunity here. If the Subaru could happen to slow down whatever car it's racing enough to let me catch up, that would also be excellent. I'm kind of got to play this a bit more risky than I'd like to, in all honesty, with like the checkpoints and so on. Yeah, if I miss a checkpoint, we're stuffed. But we need to make up that ground. I need to catch up. I think the RS2 and the Silvia are up ahead. See, now we've got a little bit clean air. I kind of got the hang of the car slightly. I would love to know fastest lap times. You don't see those in Team Adventures, sadly. I'd love to know what we were doing lap time. I think the Subaru might be actually one of the fastest cars here around this circuit, because they have very much caught up to this front group. But the initial laps were just too costly for us in making progress, if you like. Oh, this lap has been better if I don't run it into the wall there. It's going to be tantalisingly close, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. We have the Mustang's struggling massively here. Has lost a position to the Audi, I think. Still not completely out of the fight. Still not completely out of the fight back there. Points-wise, we need a miracle. We do need a lot of points if we are going to be able to clinch it here. It may well have to go to a decider, and I can't remember what circuit we're going to for the decider, so I don't know whether the Jag wants that or not. Oh, the Subaru's making positions. It's not really slowing down the opposition cars. Oh, it's now down to 50 points because the Mustang's cleared. Oh, if I was close enough, we could do something. I'm just not there. Need another lap, 2 laps maybe. Another couple of laps. A couple of good laps as well to do it. I knew that rock was going to screw us. I mean, the Subaru might still get another position before the end of the lap, which is our only hope of winning it here. Just going to jump across. I do like this little section here. I've not got the speed in the Jag. I'm not close enough to do anything. Hitting the rock killed some of our momentum, but I don't think it doesn't matter. I don't think even if we hadn't hit that, we would have got away with it. No, it's going to be a close one. There's a big train of cars up ahead. It's going to be 50 points in it. It will go the way of the blue team. Couldn't do it. Wonky start from me. Would have loved to have. Again, would have loved to have known what we could have done, perhaps with a little bit better start. I still don't think my car was massively well suited there. It was the Mini that takes a second victory. The Abarth gets second ahead of the Silvia. Our Subaru in 4th. The RS2 in 5th. I would claim the 6th. The Mustang gets 7th, but it's 50 points too short. It is 50 points too short for us there. Well, it goes to the final round. Our final event of the adventure brings us to the Ambleside Scramble Circuit. This might actually be right up the Jaguar's alley. It is technical. We've got some acceleration zones. Very much off-road, fully off-road. Could be good. Could be good for the Jag. If it's not good here, I think it's a little bit of a duff car. I say a bit of duff car overall. Duff car for what I have built it to be. It doesn't really work for this sort of thing because we've tried faster circuits. It's not great. We've tried sort of cross country. That was let down by me more than anything else. So I'm hoping we're going to have the. I fear we might be a little too understeery around this circuit to really be able to compete. The Fiat we've seen be very, very quick. The Mini has actually been very good, in some ways surprisingly good around a lot of these circuits so far. Can get any sort of forward movement going on. We've got red team cars up to first and second. Subaru seems to be putting in a pretty good shift around here, sliding the Jaguar about. I say a little bit stuck behind the RS2, not too much yet. We'll give it a little, give it a little nudge. Can we get around the outside of turn 1? Don't think so. Don't think that's likely to work out. Try and cut back underneath it. Get the better run up the hill. We might be able to do this here if we are lucky, which we can make it work there. Okay, we're up to 4th. Now, can we chase down that that Abarth? Oh, well, that's not really helped us all that much. There, we will fight back on the inside. I mean, the Mini and the Abarth not really escaping. The RS2 is going to get back past us, but will not probably have the run onto the back straight. Trying to get underneath it, not going to happen. The Transit's up to 6th. Haven't got people back reconnected for this final round. We're going to have to maybe duck underneath through turn 1. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it for the Jag. Don't think I want 4th though. Somehow through that section. I can't remember if I can't remember if I changed the gearbox. I mean, you will change the gearbox when you do a driveline swap. I don't think I put the full race gearbox in it, however. We're a little wide there. That's okay. We can still get some speed on the exit. In fact, I don't actually know where the RS2 went. I think I must have missed a checkpoint, actually. So, I mean, it's point-wise, it's looking good for us. It is looking good for us here. Come on. Through the final corner we go. That's a nice final turn. The Abarth is just lost a few car lengths on the Mini. Is now coming under pressure from the Subaru. I want to get up involved in this fight if I can, although I run it in way too deep through that first corner. The Mini's in a lot of trouble up the hill. Didn't actually. I was busy worrying about my own running wide. Didn't see what on earth happened to the Mini to cause it so much grief there. We are slipping and sliding our way through here. Sorry, Subaru. Got to get a little bit of a move on. Did not really mean to nudge, but I don't think it really cost us any sort of time. Oh, come on, Jag. Come on, Jag. I think we might be able to get a run. Oh, the problem is we'll do that, and that's asking for trouble. We're now at that awkward point where I don't really want to... I want the Subaru to chase after the lead pair, is what I want, and I don't want to have to be fighting the Subaru viciously for a podium. Mini has got the pass done. Nicely done. Nicely done. I think we got the checkpoint there. If we didn't, oh no, the Mini missed it! The Mini got the pass done, but missed the checkpoint. Is that going to affect us overall? I mean, we are actually now right on the rear bumper of the Abarth. Oh, the Subaru hit the tree. Don't lose all of the positions, though. It's a disaster. It's a cacophony of errors on this final lap, and I'm actually the one now fighting the Abarth for the victory. I think the Abarth... Oh, the Abarth's a little bit wide. Come on, Jag! Come on, Jag! You can do it! Yes! The Jaguar has come good at the end. We did it! The Jaguar worked. We did get a pretty damn good amount of points overall. It's very unlucky for the Mini. Easy to miss a checkpoint on that first section. Hell, I got very stupidly close. I think the Mini was just a little too far left of that checkpoint. The Subaru pinging a tree. Not ideal. That's the downside. We're trying to go for that cutback on the hairpin. One of the reasons why I don't take that line all that often. I saw the Abarth was sliding in that final corner. Just couldn't quite get it turned in well enough. And there was a gap, and the Jaguar could exploit it. The C-Type, you know, I like it. It certainly won't replace my Legacy as my favourite overall A-class car, but it certainly does work on the twistier stuff. It certainly does work on the sort of slower circuits. Not bad off-road. Not bad for such a classic car either, in a situation, in an environment that it is very much not suited to. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, then you can sign up for it via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up and take part from there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.